So around this time of year, every year, people always ask me what my thoughts are on the marketplace going forward. What's my prediction for the market for the next year? Should I stay in real estate? Should I buy something? Should I sell something? What should I do? Tell me the future. What I thought I would do this year is give you my thoughts on where I think the market goes, what's happening right now, and what you can be prepared for as we go into the next year. As I record this right now, we have 49 days left in 2023. And as you watch this, there's gonna be even less. Every year can be the greatest year of your life. Because remember, markets shouldn't dictate your outcome. They should only dictate your strategy. So let's get into it. Here are my 8 predictions for the real estate market in 2024. Let's go. Prediction number 1 is that we are gonna have even greater bifurcated markets. Some industries are returning to pre-COVID patterns, while others are now permanently changed. So you have 2 markets that we operate in now. You have BC, before COVID, and AC, for after COVID, which has changed the demand on both commercial and residential real estate. Obviously, you have a significant interest in the repositioning of big box retail and commercial. Can we convert commercial buildings into residential with a greater stickiness from work from home? Or are more companies going to ask for more office space, like Serhant alone? We are right now in an office space that we probably should not be in, but we're in it because of the repurposing of commercial space. So as we think about 2024, we have to cut it down into 2 halves. You have the BC marketplace moving as if everything was always the same before COVID, and then you have the AC marketplace, like office, moving forward in a brand new normal. Number 2, more national searches. As the requirement to work with an hour commute of your job becomes less and less of a reality, so many people moving to New York City who are work from home. Before COVID, they could never get a job in New York City, and it was just too crazy. Now they have amazing jobs somewhere else in the world that allows them to work from anywhere, and they're saying, oh, this is my opportunity. I want to live in Dumbo. Because of that, people are expanding their searches to now be nationwide, and they're using digital tools and platforms more than ever to find their next dream home. So as we think about pricing, how to value property in 2024, we now have to look at comps on a national level. So it's no longer, what is this home worth in this building or in this block? It's now, what do these dollars get us in this building or on this block, in this town, in this community, in this state, compared to where most people have now moved to. So what does $1 million get you here in New York City? But now I also have to look at it compared to what you can get in Long Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and South Florida as a comp. So the national search is gonna put pressure on pricing as interest rates slowly start to stabilize or come down, because everything is on a much bigger landscape now than it's ever been before. Number 3, suburbs are on the rise. Now this is driving up demand for bigger homes, as we've seen, with more amenities, with more privacy and more amenities to increase cost of living and looking for places to do it cheaper. Sales volume is down in a lot of markets by over 50%. Listing volume is down in most markets by over 20%, but median pricing is up by almost 5%. Obviously, we have a supply and demand issue, which I don't need to belabor because we're all well aware of it. But as property values have risen, so have the tax dollars feeding into the suburbs. And this is going to give them the funds to reinvest and attract more people. So something to pay attention to a lot in 2024. If you're looking to invest, always look to what the municipalities are doing in that marketplace. And all of these new tax dollars coming into the South Floridas and the Texases and all the suburbs of the world, what are they using that money towards now? New schools, new restaurants, new parks, right? New beaches, everything. So pay attention to where local tax dollars are being spent as a way for you to gauge a great place to invest going forward. Number 4, branded residences are going to be in really strong demand. In most cities, even with master plan communities starting to bring in greater brand partners to cut through all the noise to drive attention to the product, what we've seen since 2010 is a 40% growth in branded residences. And buyers have proven to be willing to be a premium for hotel branded residences, which offer services such as in-room dining, housekeeping, and other luxury offerings. So something we're gonna see a lot of as more and more people enjoy services. You're gonna see services come into more and more neighborhoods. Number 5, downtowns built around professional workers are gonna continue to feel immense pressure. Now, this is not to say that downtowns are going to go away. It's just going to say that in 2024, we're going to see even greater pressure on dense living spaces, which is putting massive pressure on the urban city centers that relied so heavily on commerce and trade that all the workers brought when they commuted and worked in the same area. Think anywhere that has a strong midtown or downtown. Cities are going to need to create programs and incentives in 2024 to encourage businesses and workers back into the cities. This isn't a whole lot unlike what happened in Manhattan after 2001 and in 2008. With the extension of different types of tax abatements. We had 421A and 421G tax abatements that incentivized developers to build in areas that had far less demand than others. Now, in 2001, it was because of the 9/11 terrorist attacks. In 2008, it was because of the great financial crisis caused by the subprime mortgage collapse. Today, it's due to COVID, and it's real. We do not want to have ghost cities. So how do we incentivize developers and potential homeowners to bring life back into these dense urban landscapes? We're going to see more and more of that in 2024 as our local politicians are going to have to get smart. You know why? Because they're going to want those tax dollars. Number 6, investors are going to become bearish on real estate. Now, I hesitate saying that because I am in the real estate business. But what did I say at the beginning of this video? The market should not dictate your outcome. It should only dictate your strategy. Investors are becoming bearish on real estate. What does that mean? Now, when you compound that fact with the increasing interest rates and low transaction volume that we're experiencing right now, which might totally change in 2024, I'm going to get to that in a moment, it all just spells risk for investors, which has forced a lot of investment dollars out of real estate in the near term, which might not be a bad thing as they were locking up a lot of available inventory. Billions of dollars have been spent over the past couple years on available new construction homes in greater America, which has taken great inventory off the table for John and Sally buyer, which has just risen the prices of all available resale inventory and risen the prices of all rents because new construction homes rent for more money, which raises the median price of available rent, which makes home ownership and rental affordability that much tougher on your average home owner and home renter. I think we're going to see some bearishness in the investor marketplace in 2024, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. That could be a great thing as you think about your strategy in 2024 to work with regular people again who are making moves because they just need to and because they want to. Number 7, prices are going to continue to increase. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry. It's not my fault. I'm just giving you my prediction. The lack of inventory is going to continue, and it's going to keep prices high and growing, even though interest rates and affordability are not in a healthy spot for long-term growth. As the economy continues to do well and inventory stays locked, the demand is going to outpace supply, continuing to push up prices. But if interest rates do come down, you think prices are high now. You think inventory is tight now. Wait till you see what happens when sellers feel like they have power even more in their hands, because now all of a sudden their home is going to be even more affordable to a greater section of people. It's going to raise prices even further. Hopefully, there's no legislation that comes out in 2024 that makes the real estate business even harder than it already is for most people. If you think rates are high, remember, you can always refinance your rate, but you can never renegotiate the price you pay for the property. But just keep in mind that if you think pricing is high now, just get ready. And my last prediction for 2024 in this market is that interest rates will actually stabilize. Now, I don't think interest rates are going to plummet. I don't think they're going to tank. Why do central governments, so why does the Fed, United States, ever lower rates? They don't do it out of the kindness of their heart. They do it to stimulate the economy. And they do that because the economy is in a bad place. So if unemployment stays low, at the time of this recording right now, I think unemployment's at about 3.9%, which is still historically low, but is 15% higher than it was. So employment is getting a little bit weaker. Then the Fed is going to keep rates stable, maybe bring them down just a little bit. But it's not going to be a rapid decline in interest rates because that would signify that they believe that the economy is in a weak position and that they need to incentivize the economy with lower rates. Inflation, I believe, will finally be under control by Q2 of 2024, which is going to allow the Fed to stabilize interest rates into our new normal, which will set the path forward for a year that I'm very, very much looking forward to, 2025. So get ready for 2024. Make sure that you set the best strategy for yourself, whether you're watching this as a buyer, a seller, an agent, a developer, a contractor, whatever it might be, because 2024 is going to be a little bit bumpy, but I gave you my 8 predictions to get you through the year unscathed and hopefully above where you are today so you can be ready for one of the greatest years I think we'll ever know, 2025.